This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lech Deich Musar podcast. We are on page 120 of the Art Scroll. We are on day 52 of Hachzik. So we're going to continue in the inyan of Achil V'Shtia, eating and drinking. And now the Pele Yoeitz is going to discuss Mayim Achronim, which is brought down in Halacha. Mayim Achronim chayva mibayis michutz. Mayim Achronim, the washing of the hands that one must perform at the end of a Suda, is a chiyuv whether one has eaten inside or outside, b'shavas of leches, traveling or sitting. V'rabim avru v'tula l'nitiluso b'prat oivri derachim. Many have mistakenly transgressed and forsaken this halacha of washing, especially those who are on the road. Now, just to be clear, there are different dissenting minhagim, especially amongst the Yakis and other sects of Klal Yisrael. So, while the Pele Yoeitz is telling us that people were oivru batal, that they moved on and are not mekayim this halacha, it's something to be aware of. It's brought down in halacha, but you should definitely ask your local rabbi for an authoritative final take on this. But it's important to know stam the inyan of it and behind it, so that we're going to see. One must be even more vigilant and more careful with this washing, even than washing before a meal. One who is over, one who transgresses divrei chachamim is chayav misa l'fum tzar agra, and as we know, l'fum tzar agra, the more strenuous and difficult the act is, the more reward in turn there is. So it's a very interesting chiddush that more than Mayim Rishonim is the chiyuv of Mayim Achronim. But like we said, consult with your Rav, with your rabbi. Ubesudas mitzvah tzarich lizar shlo yiteitz secharim behafsidon. And certainly by a sudas mitzvah, a person should make sure that he's trying to engage in a sudas mitzvah. He shouldn't lose out by not partaking in this, by not participating, engaging in this mitzvah. Bedaber davar asher lekaras v'kugen litzalnus v'devi nirgon v'danas dvarim eschoik v'kal soish v'chadayme. And aside from the mitzvah at hand, which we're discussing, which is the mitzvah of Mayim Achronim, he says certainly one shouldn't speak divrei litzalnus and lashon hara and einah, disparaging things about other people and mockery, because you're trying to be mekayim a mitzvah, and there you are doing averis by belittling people, and that's an avera. So yotzes schar b'afseda, which would be a tremendous loss. Rak la'olim behim moyer shamayim olav l'michzeh. A person should always have your shamayim at the forefront of his mind. Ubazeh achilase yiratzeh kikar ben isha. And when a person has your shamayim on his mind, then even his suda, which we've spoken about in the past, which is something that's megushim, it's materialistic, but that is going to be considered a carbon. And when he acts properly as the Torah instructs, then his table will be a mizbech, an altar of atonement. So this is pretty incredible. But again, as we spoke in the past, that like the Pele Yoeitz has reminded us and made us aware, you can take anything and elevate it and make it more godly, more spiritual, more lofty. Included is even eating, which is seemingly mundane. You can take that and elevate it through the mitzvahs. We spoke about Birkas Hamazon and making proper brachas, and I was speaking about Mayim Achronim. And certainly, at least at the bare minimum, a person should not, at the time of eating a suda, speak divrei schoik and divrei avera, kalas roish, lashon hara, einah, because that certainly will be an impediment and destroy any potential of it being a mizbeach, a carbon, when there's avirus at the scene. One must recite Birchas Hamazon slowly, loud, with joy and intention. A person should think about the meaning of the words he's saying. And if a person taka thinks about those words, it's impossible that he's not going to be happy, jubilant, and joyous over the fact that he's a Yid, that Hashem is taking care of him. So just tap into the words, read the words. Hazan Yisraelim Kuloi Betuvai. Hashem is constantly nourishing and sustaining the entire world with His ultimate ceaseless kindness and goodness. and He's Meitiv Lakol, Hu Heitiv, Umeitiv, Ueitiv Lanu. He's the constant bestower of good. He's the benevolent King and Father. Just think about the words, tap into them, even just look at them and just translate them, and that in itself should make a mapecha, should make a turnaround in our benching. So before we bench, just think, I'm about to thank Melech Machem Lachim. I'm about to tap into the ultimate, ceaseless, boundless good of the King who has the Yoeitz HaTov that are filled with Kol Tov, and we have access to that. We're thanking Him. And he quotes from the Zohar, Yesh Tzarech Gadol V'Choves, Garva Lemebar Kol Tats Dekei Kedei Levarach B'Chas Mazon B'Simcha. A person should do whatever he can. It's even a chiyuv to do whatever he can to recite B'Chas Mazon with joy. So instead of just opening up our phone and just thumping through it and getting it done, it's an avodah, it's a mitzvah, it's a simcha rabbah, it's a way of our expression, our excitement, a demonstration of realizing that we're the B'nai Melech and we're able to speak to Him, we're able to thank Him. As we spoke about earlier in previous shiurim, it's a tremendous schus to be able to speak to the Melech Himself, and Hashem wants us to bless Him. Incredible. And the great safeguard that one can employ is that he should have kavanah, he should close his eyes. So looking at a bencher, that's obviously the golden standard, but a person who is being distracted by what's going around, close your eyes. Or at least have your eyes below and your heart upwards. Brachas can I get arba oises shall shame lashpia shefel bracha ba'arba lomis atzilus b'ya yitzir asiyah. This is a bit kabbalistic, but a person should have kavanas that Hashem is melech haletz kevoidai. He's in the atzilus bria yitzira and asiyah. Ashra yulad isha shekach zoiche, and praiseworthy is the one born to a woman who merits such an opportunity. And we have a Kabbalah. We want brachas from the Gadol Dar, from the Rosh Hashiva, from our Rabbanim. We have a Havtach, we have a Kabbalah from the Minchas Chinuch in Mitzvah 430. What does he say? Shekol hazar bebechas hamazon. Anyone who is zahir, anyone who is scrupulous regarding bechas hamazon, mizay noisav mitzuyin loy bechavod kol meichayev. His parnasa will come to him easily in a dignified manner for all days of his life. Come and learn the tremendous award that Hashem has out of a person saying bechas hamazon. He's zeiche to social bracha. He's zeiche that kol hazar bechas hamazon mizay noisav mitzuyin loy bechavod kol meichayev. That he's going to be able to find in a dignified, bakavadik manner his mizonis, his parnasa, all the days of his life. And in a general sense, we conclude that one's action should always be for the sake of Shemayim, meaning this reminds us, as we conclude this chelik over here, that even while we're eating, even while we're engaging in quote-unquote something mundane, materialistic, gashmias, the nefesh habahami, even that, if we have masechel l'shem Shemayim, through that, vis-a-vis our intention, our machshavas, and thinking about the Eibishter, thinking that we want koiches to be Eved Hashem, to have more strength, to have more koiches, that will transform and elevate the mundane and nefesh habahami to davar kadosh, to bringing a carbon on the mizbeach, and to davar chaviv, davar kadosh ad ma'od.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.